Welcome back to Powerboating in Paradise TV with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. You guys out there in cyberspace know us as Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel, but you know what, guys? Way back when, in 1996, we started out on Sun Sports Network and in Florida, and here we are now on YouTube. So we are going to continue our coverage of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, the 2024 edition, with the final episode, number 4, as we wrap up our final 2 days with a total of 74 powerboat teams at Hawks Cay Resort in Duck Key. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2024 event season is presented by Mercury Racing Wide Open. And alphabetically, our series sponsors include Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Cortez Cove Marina, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Fountain Powerboats, Iconic Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, MTI Marine Technology Inc., Myco Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, and by SD Marine Group Isla Morada. So let's begin by backtracking back to Thursday, actually. This is a 4-day event, and this was the scene on Thursday at Gilbert's in Key Largo for the lunch stop. And there's always one guy that doesn't know how to turn his boat into the current. Actually, there's 3 or 4 at this event. But we decided right after lunch to start doing the poker cards, and what better location than right off the back of my 38 cigarette Top Gun, through an anchor right here in the Bay Waters, just about a half mile off Gilbert's. And guys, this was an absolute blast. I had Matt Trulio on board with me. We had the lovely Miss Kendall, our FPC girl, as she hands off to Miranda, first mate on Team Airsign, 34 MTI. That's Cliff Anderson at the helm as they pass by smoothly. And it's a big sister ship. This time it's a 48 MTI. Chris Nazetta, along with the family, wife Lori, and his 2 sons, Jet and Colton, helping out today. They love going on these poker run events. Let's just listen in as all the teams come up to get their cards.
Right here, smile. Hey. All right, everybody. Hey there. Good. All right, you're a pro. Not your first rodeo. All right, gang. How's it going? All right.
Let's go.
Winner.
Oh, he's a Minnesotan. You need a better card girl, guys. You need a better card girl. Hey.
He's ready to go.
Okay. All right, gang. Be safe out there. And then, okay. Good.
Come on, honey. You gotta reach for it, babe. You gotta reach for it. Reach for the stars. There you go. She got it. Come on, honey.
All right, right there.
Let's go.
All right, you got it. Nice job, Cap. Nice job. Looking good. That's a Ferrari right there.
And certainly a lot of fun as every team comes up. This time it's Ed Stella pulling up with that 41 SD cigarette Mercury Racing 1100s. And yes, that is the lovely Miss Natalie just having a blast today, dancing her way to the next checkpoint, which is going to be Hawks Cay Resort in Duck Key. And it's another big midnight, and let's welcome this team. It's their first event with the club. This is Doug Shee, along with his wife Jackie and friend Evelyn. The name SHIYACHT came from their yacht's name, and now they have the Midnight, so they decided to just carry the name over. Say it fast, guys. SHIYACHT. SHIYACHT. I get it now. And let's welcome back Don House, representing the cigarettes today. He's actually been a cigarette guy for many, many years. Last time it was a 36 Gladiator. Now he's got this 42 cig called MAYHEM 5. Don is one of the many teams that hail from Kentucky that join us on our FPC runs.
Got it. What's up? It's the Energizer Bunny! Team Midnight, Energizer Bunny!
And here's a team we see a lot of. This is DJ Darius Ariza from Boca Raton with his black 43 Midnight Express, 4 Mercury Racing 450Rs, and a little bit of beefcake up on the bow for the girls today.
Oh, we'll make sure she gets there. I need her tonight. All right. Right here, give us a nice wave. Thank you. All right, gang, looking good. Firstborn, team Firstborn. All right, there you go.
Someone's got to be in the park.
We're only giving out aces here. So.
I got it. She got it.
Yay! Hey, the for sale sign is off. Did you sell it? Sold it at lunch? All right, gang.
And our final team, Owen Medor, with his 39 MTI 390X all the way from Georgia. And guys, I thought that was a really fun segment. And I think it helps when you've got a fun crew on board, which we certainly did. Yeah, that is something new that we tried. And even though the water's all mucky there, nobody hit bottom. No propellers were damaged in the making of this segment. It's just a soft bottom here, and it's fairly shallow, about 5-6 feet. And the props are just kicking up the bottom, a little silty. That's all. And just 50 miles further south, about 1 hour later, we're now arriving at Duck Key. And you can see now this beautiful Hawks Cay Resort. A lot of the boats already settled in. We're moving towards like the happy hour time around, late afternoon. You can see most of the crews are already in the slips. And looking on the shoreline there, all of those villas and condos are part of the inventory that we book for all of our Poker Run guests. And the Blue Roof building is actually the unit I was in up on, I think, the 3rd or the 4th floor. So we had an amazing view looking down on the marina and could see all the boats. You can see the front porches and the little staircase coming down to the front yard, and then they have all these access points to the marina. So you could basically have a villa and be looking down on your boat, or be certainly very close to it. And really, there's a lot of convenience factor, but it's just, I think, more of a security and maybe even a little bit of pride. You can just sit on your front porch and look down at the fleet. And remember, it's not an exact science as far as coordinating the villas with the slip numbers, because they're independent. You're working with the lodging group inside that are doing the bookings, and you're working with the dockmaster on the slips. So it's kind of hard to make it match perfectly, but we do the best we can. And for the most part, it worked out really well. The Hawks Cay Resort is what they call a destination resort. And what they mean by that is they really don't want you to leave once you've arrived. And when you're in Duck Key, that seems to work quite well, because everything you need is really on property anyway. There's at least 3 different pools, and there's some restaurants on site. There's a gas dock, and we brought in our own fuel trucks for higher octane and non-ethanol fuel. So we really had this thing dialed in, and it was a turnkey venue. Once you get here, not really any need to leave. And the closest town is Marathon, so really the nearest restaurants, if you do want to go off property, are about 6 to 7 miles away in Marathon, which isn't too far. It's an easy Uber ride, or if somebody wants to drive. But we've really got our activities scheduled here on site. So once you arrive on Thursday, there's not any need to go anywhere else. There's plenty to do here. And you've got all your friends. Remember, this is a big poker run, 74 registered teams. There's over 300 attendees on site, and people from all walks of life, but at the same time, that one common denominator that we all love this powerboating lifestyle. So plenty of friends to enjoy that you already know, but more importantly, plenty of new friends to make. And that's what the magic of poker runs really is. The group setting provides that to us as we watch Chris Nazetta get into his slip with this 48-foot MTI. There's a nice shot as the sun comes down. So we are slowly approaching the sunset hour, and I think pretty much anywhere on this property you can be, and you're going to be able to see the sunset off to the west. And we're exactly 60 miles out of Key West. So the sunsets here are just as good as they are in Key West, trust me. So I want to do a quick shout out to my son Tyler for flying the heck out of this drone every day and getting us these beautiful shots. So we're going to let it roll until we move on to our next segment. So we're going to roll right into the Friday morning segment now, which is the sponsor and the member photo shoot. Remember that we've spent a lot of time already with the helicopter showcasing all of the sponsor teams that have been here. And once the sponsor teams are finished, then the regular members can take over and use up the next hour of helicopter time. That's exactly what Frankie Salvatore and Grant Bernardi are doing right now in their 37-foot DCBs. These are both the now popular M37R model designed for outboard power. The red boat, Frankie, he has a 2021 DCB model, and that's twin 450Rs that he's got for power. Fun fact about Frankie, he's all the way from Lake Havasu, Arizona. That's a long ways from home, and that's why we gave him the farthest trailered award for the poker run. And a classic line from Frankie's video bio. What's your favorite thing about powerboating? He says, burning gas and spanking ass. Oh, I might have to use that again sometime. Thanks, Frankie. That's a pretty good expression. Now we're all about Grant Bernardi, and check out those big 500 logos on those Mercury Racing outboards. A lot of guys managed to update their power, and many of them moving from 400Rs or 450Rs to the new 500s. And just to consider the calendar of when they came out, remember it was back in June 2023 when the 500 was released at Charleston, South Carolina by Mercury Racing. Now fast forward to February, so it's been about 8 months now. We're just coming out of the Miami Boat Show where most of these cats and a lot of the center consoles were featured with 500Rs. And I think Mercury Racing really played their cards right when they launched this product. They were ready to send crated motors everywhere that they needed to all around the country. So naturally they had to take care of all their top builders first off, but once they got all the top builders' quotas filled and they could keep production going, then a lot of the guys that were into the repower market were able to get their hands on a set of 500Rs. But remember, it was mostly the cat guys because they've only got 2 motors to replace. We didn't see a lot of that happening in the center console world because, let's face it, a 4-engine or a 5-engine boat, you're repowering from 400s to 500s. That's a pretty big price tag and a lot of rigging work. So it can be a little expensive and time-consuming to do a full repower on a multi-engine center console. So thanks to Frankie and Grant for putting on a great show today with their DCBs. And it's another group sequence, this time with these MTIs, all private owners. This isn't a factory shoot, but we did stage this, and all of the owners each said, yeah, that's a great idea. So in the foreground, that's Barry Henson with his 40. Of course, Michael Tandoy in the middle with his 44 MTI Speed Racer. And that is Frank Bolte and crew chief Sean Evans in the blue 44 powered by GATTI engines. But the guys just got together and put on this nice little formation shoot. Of course, we got great coverage of each individual boat in our last episode 3, and all of these guys look fantastic. And I know some of you guys are asking, well, then where is the MTI factory shoot? Well, sadly, we had a little problem. Randy Sissom himself was here with Taylor. They brought out the brand new 482 Cat, the one that was featured at the Miami Boat Show, and the first thing Randy did was he broke a propeller, hit something in the water, so naturally he did everything he could to keep the boat on plane, and just nursed it back to the dock like a pro that he is. He never lost his momentum. And we saw him go by, and he was throwing up a big rooster tail and going about 70, and I thought, well, that doesn't look right. And later he told me the story. And it's another one of our Jersey teams, once again with Frank Lovato, who's having a great day on this 44 MTI. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1100 QC4s, a 2014 hull. So think about that, guys. This boat is already 10 years old, and it looks to me like it's absolutely brand new. And it's no secret that Frank likes going fast. As long as I've known him, he's had cigarettes, and he only knows one way to drive them, and that's wide open throttle. Well, the last one was a 42X with 1350s, and that meant driving that V-bottom at around 125, and they topped out at close to 130. So I think he really feels comfortable in the seat of this cat, because going 130 is like going out for a Sunday drive, and Frank seems very happy with the new MTI. And it's one more time with Frank Sheelan and his first mate Cassandra in this Nortec 36 Super Cat. It's got big Mercury Racing 700s all whippled out, so this boat runs and sounds amazing. And yes, indeed, it is an Outer Limits classic, this 46 Limited. Craig Lascola and the family, all the way from Hyannis, Massachusetts on Cape Cod. So the only reason I know that is because I was just there last summer. But putting on a great show, guys. This is a 2008 46 Limited. Think about that. It's about 16, 17 years old and looking and running just fantastic. Let's listen into these big Mercury Racing 1075s. And now we get a chance to catch up with Cliff Anderson, or at least we're going to try. This is Team Airsign 34-foot MTI 2019 model. Originally came with 400 Rs, but Cliff updated to the new Mercury Racing 450 Rs, and at this point he says he's got about 50 hours on the new motors. And it has been a very productive morning as far as the number of boats we were able to shoot. And we held on to the very end, and Tori was very patient to wait for me to be finished with all my staging duties, and away we went. So we got the last segment in with my 38-foot Top Gun, Flight 1130, and the red 39, that's Tori Robeson from Minnesota, a 39 Top Gun Unlimited Mercury Racing 700s, maintained by TNT and serviced by Performance Boat Center, who do a lot of his transportation. So we basically share the same service providers. TNT did all the rigging on my Mercury Racing 565s, and since Performance Boat Center is a little closer to home for me, they're doing a lot of the maintenance, and as a matter of fact, they've got the boat stored at their warehouse right now. So let's enjoy the decibels coming out of those CMI headers. So we're going to gather back here at the Hawks Cay Resort. Remember, it's Friday afternoon. Looks like most of the boats are back from their fun runs today, and we didn't really have just one designated place to go. A lot of us went for lunch down in Marathon and then took off and headed back up to Isla Morada to the sandbar. Some of the others just hung around the property. I think a couple of guys went down to Key West for the day for lunch and then came all the way back. So there's no really fixed agenda on these events when it comes to the daily fun runs, because there's so many boats. When you've got over 70 teams, you can't really take everybody to one place. So you got to break it up and maybe send 10 or 15 boats to different places, and that seems to work out well. And it's just a couple of hours later, we congregated at the ballroom here at Hawks Cay Resort as we all toast to a wonderful weekend. But this is the biggest party room they have. We've never used this configuration. It's the most number of people we've ever had at Hawks Cay Resort for one event. And it's been a few years since we've been here, but about 330, 340, I think, registered for dinner as everybody's enjoying their cocktails at the bar. And I think the drinks get poured faster when there's no cash going over the bar other than in the tip jar. And that's why open bars are a lot of fun. The only problem with this one was it wasn't an open bar, so we had to fix that, which we did. But, oh God, you guys drink a lot. That's all I can say. But this is why I love these big parties where you can get everybody together in one room, because it's a really festive evening and everybody can talk about how much fun they had today and where they went and where they're going to go tomorrow. And this is really where all the friendships are made. And I love that about poker runs, because really when you're out in the boats, you're having fun, you're riding alongside, but you're not really getting a chance to hang out with somebody or have a drink with them. And, you know, the boats are docked. The keys are put away. Nobody's going anywhere. Nobody's driving anywhere. So this is the time to have fun. This is the time to let your hair down. No, not you, Mike Boyle. and really just have a lot of fun. This is what it's all about, guys. And I think Hawks Cay Resort really delivered to us the ideal venue to do just that. And that's why I'm looking forward again to the February 25 rendezvous here at Hawks Cay. The same event we're going to return. And I hate to say it, but we had to cap this event off. You know, we were good at 60 boats, and we ended up with over 70. And they told us at Hawks Cay, the management team, that was it. That's all we're getting. Like, they didn't want more than 300 people for the party, and they didn't want more than 60 boats here in the marina. Performance Boat Center getting recognized here as one of our sponsors. And you could see that they've got the Lotto crew as well as the Fort Lauderdale crew all getting together. Remember, it's right after the Miami Boat Show. And, you know, Brett and his guys, they don't want to go back to Lotto. And we haven't seen much of adrenaline on this ride yet. But there's Robin Layton accepting the sponsor award along with her son-in-law, Caleb, who works for Adrenaline as well. Not sure where Mike is, but there's the boat. It's their factory 47 Reaper demo. And I think they're doing a fine job of getting this 47 model out. It's obviously catching everyone's eye. It's a great performing boat, sexy, nice beam, lots of room. Really has everything you need in a center console. And now Randy Sism and his crew from Team MTI, one of our event sponsors, recognizing Randy and his team for coming out to join us. And as I mentioned earlier, we did have a little snafu on the 482 with a broken propeller. So here's a quick shot from the Miami Boat Show just a few days earlier. There's that 482 on a tilt trailer. And now recognizing Team Midnight Express, company co-owner Eric Glazer, his wife Hagen, having a fun time as they always do. They brought that new 43 Solstice model, 5 Mercury Racing 500s. It was at the Miami International Boat Show. And really fantastic support from the Midnight Express owners on this event. They showed up with a total of 9 fully loaded Midnight Express boats. Out of a fleet of 74, those are some pretty strong numbers. And now recognizing Team Deep Impact and their official dealer, Plantation Boat Mart from Tavernier. That is Dennis Delatorre, along with his first mate, Brianna. Accepting this presentation, they brought some of their staff along. They attended with 2 brand new Deep Impact 399s. Company owner Mark Fisher joined us for some drinks and dinner earlier, but was gone by the time the presentations were made, and we thank him for his continued support with the club. Representing Cigarette Racing Team from Miami is Brittany Crisco here, accepting the Sponsor Presentation Award. They brought a brand new 42 Auroras down directly from the Miami International Boat Show. We had that new model out earlier in the day for the factory photo shoot. And now representing Fountain and Cortez Cove, Fountain dealer in Bradenton, that's AJ Bott in the black shirt on the right. In the blue, that's Simon Williams. And of course, Iconic Marine. The parent company was on site. Dennis Radcliffe joined us, but he didn't make it for the awards. And just to remind everybody, we saw these boats in the last episode. This is the brand new 39DX model, powered by triple Mercury 400 mainlines, and the all-new 43 SCX model, powered by Quad Mercury Racing 500Rs. Nortec High Performance had great representation at the event. Accepting on their behalf is Terry Sobo from the factory. Tremendous representation by Nortec owners on this event, with a total of 13 registered Nortecs attending. And we now recognize Eric Avila from Team Concept Boats, along with his lovely first mate, Priscilla Bermudez. And that wraps up the sponsor recognition segment. We're going to work our way around the room, check in with the poker card girls, and see how the hands are going. And this is a great time to start the President's Choice Awards, my favorite part of the evening, as we get to recognize the individual members in a wide variety of categories. And with over 300 in attendance, we really had a full banquet room that night, and that made it fun for everybody. And continuing with our awards program, this is the part I love, is when we give out the Broken Propeller Awards. That's kind of like, you broke and everyone now knows it. But you know what? Getting an award to take home kind of reminds everybody why we do it in the first place. And, you know, it's a fact that your boat's going to break, right, guys? Jason Tolliver got the first Broken Propeller Award. I guess he had an issue with that 388 Skater. And we got all the high rollers up here tonight. Now it's David Landsman from Maryland with Team Game Changer 43 Midnight. And once again, I can't remember what exactly happened to David, but look, guys, it's powerboating. Doesn't matter if you have 2 engines or 5. Stuff goes wrong, and it's just a part of boating. Ed Stella with his 41 SD cigarette somehow managed to get up here as well. I think we need to have more Broken Propeller Awards on the next poker run. And not to be outdone, well, there's James Johnson, and he brought the biggest, baddest cat, his 50-foot Nortec with 4 Mercury Racing 1075s. And for the President's Choice Awards, Best Outboard Cat went to Owen Medora, his first time on a run with his 39-foot MTI. And Best Stern Drive Catamaran went to Chris Nazetta with his 48-foot MTI Blue GATTI, powered by Mercury Racing 1350s, joined by his wife Lori and sons Colton and Jet. And Best Performance V-Bottom, very well-deserved award, Tori Robeson for his 39-foot cigarette Top Gun Unlimited, powered by Mercury Racing 700s. And Best Paint and Graphics for a Performance V-Bottom went to Craig Lascola with his 46-foot Outer Limits Team Rolling the Dice. And Best Paint and Graphics for a Catamaran, that went to Cliff Anderson with his 34 MTI Team Air Sign. And Best Paint and Graphics for a Center Console went to Team Deep Impact for their brand new $399. They were represented by the entire team from Plantation Boat Mart. This is always a tough one, but we gave the best engines and rigging to Frank Bolte with crew chief Sean Evans for their 44 MTI Cat powered by Mercury Racing 1100s modified by Case Marine engines to 1800 per side. Farthest trailered award went to Frankie Salvatore all the way from California. He trailered his 37 DCB from Lake Havasu, Arizona. And Frank Sheelan has taken this award many times. Farthest traveled came all the way from Germany to join us for the poker run. And the best sound system presented by JL Audio went to Team Megaflex, and Zach Polsky, his first mate Wyatt, came up to accept the award. And offering the best new boat award is something we do on the larger events. That went to Simon Williams and AJ Bott from the Cortez Cove team for the brand new Fountain 43 SCX. And the best dressed crew went to James Matarazzo and his first mate Heather, their second event with Florida Powerboat Club. And whether they're on the boat or at the parties, they're always a sharp dressed couple. And one of my favorite awards is Best Team Name. That went to Ron Zolak with Team Slowpoke, his 36-foot Chris Craft cruiser, which cruises at about 40 miles an hour. And accepting for Best Center Console award is Caleb Holloman from Team Adrenaline for their brand new 47-foot Reaper. And with so many beautiful ladies on the run, it was tough to pick these awards, but CJ and Crystal deserve this award. They helped me with all of my presentations for the evening. And why not throw in a couple of hunky dudes to keep the ladies happy? And the other sexiest crew award went to Team Performance Boat Center. Not their first time on the podium. They've won this award many times. Third place went to Michael Lacoste and his entire crew from Too Much Baby, 37-foot Midnight Express. They traveled all the way from New Hampshire to join us. And congratulations to Paul Eisen and first mate Tiffany from Team Liquid Assets. They came all the way from Kentucky to join us with their 42-foot cigarette. And congratulations to David Wood and his crew, Team WOODEVER, to 43 Midnight Express, their first event with the club, taking home the grand prize. And what a great day Friday, as well as a festive Friday night party. The weekend is not over yet, guys. We're going to say goodnight here from Hawks Cay Resort, but we still got a full day ahead of us on Saturday. Saturday morning, another beautiful day, and a lot of different directions you can go from Hawks Cay Resort, whether it's north up to Isla Mirada or south down to Key West. Well, for us, it was just kind of staying on local waters around the Marathon area. We jumped on board the Flight 1130 Cigarette. Tori Robeson joined us, as well as two of our FPC girls and, of course, Miss Jackie. And this is kind of a neat tour we took through the Boot Key Channel. You come in from the ocean side, and you've got this long channel that opens up into the Anchorage Basin here. A lot of people don't know about this, but it's a huge basin, and literally hundreds of boats stay back here on an annual basis, a lot of liveaboards. And these are some of the parts of Marathon that very few of us actually see. But this is the connection from Marathon to Boot Key. When you come up through here, it actually brings you up alongside a popular restaurant called Burdine's. That's it on the right. They also have a fuel dock, and over to the right is a little bit of docking. You could probably get 5 or 10 boats in here at the most at any given time. But it is a popular stopover, especially for people going down to the Keys. If you get into a crowded poker run lunch stop like at Ferro Blanco or on the other bay side, this is a good option for a lot of boats to come in here and get fuel and grab lunch. And the other fuel dock, very well known as Poncho, it's been here for a long, long time, and they're known for their great fuel prices. And I think Daniel Beck might have got the word from somebody because he brought his 450 Nortec up here, 5 Mercury Racing 400Rs. Probably a good idea to find some well-priced fuel in the area, and that's exactly what they did. And if 2 fuel stops were not enough, there's yet a third Marathon Marina on the same side of the channel here at Boot Key. It's now called Safe Harbor Marina, and many of you are aware that we have the Lazy Days restaurant there. That's often been a poker run checkpoint. There it is off in the distance. So you got 3 different fuel stops here. If you ever get stuck on the bayside trying to get into Ferro Blanco, because everyone knows where that is, these are the 3 options you have to get more readily available fuel, and usually at a much better price point. And photo credits going to Tyler Jones, who rode along with us today on the cigarette and now has his drone flying here at Ferro Blanco Resort. And what's great about it is really this central location in the Middle Keys. Off in the distance, of course, we call it Fisher Island, but unofficially it is called Palm Island, and it is home of Mark and Eileen Fisher. And they have been doing major renovations of the property, including a new dock and seawall. So just kind of nice to have them right alongside. We actually enjoyed hanging out here during the marathon races in April every year, so this is a popular stop for the Jones family. But the thing about Ferro Blanco that's great is really the location. You know, you're midway through the Florida Keys, about mile marker 50, and from here it's just an easy shot to Key West. And again, in Marathon you have multiple fuel locations, altogether 5 or 6 places to get fuel. And then if you also factor in at least another half a dozen restaurants in the area, you know, it really makes Marathon a perfect pit stop for anybody that's transiting through the Florida Keys and heading to Key West. We are using this as a special location for the boats on the Key West Poker Run coming up, those boats coming out of the west coast of Florida, Fort Myers area. And the latest news about the hotel at Ferro Blanco, they have now aligned themselves with the Hilton brand. They are officially part of the Curio collection by Hilton. That's an exciting change and helps many of us who are Hilton customers to get rooms and reserve here. And wrapping up another beautiful day in the Florida Keys here on this Saturday in February. Looking over my balcony now through the screen, that's why you get that distorted image. But just to give you an idea of just how great the view was from our balcony here at Hawks Cay Resort, looking down to the marina, as Chris Nazzetta dealing with the current, trying to get his big 48-foot MTI into the dock. I'm sure he's going to do just fine because he's got his crew on board. They know what they're doing. Everything's going to be just fine. Right, Dad? So time to wrap up this 4-episode feature of the Miami Boat Show Poker Run, guys, celebrating 29 years. And not far away now as we turn into 2025, we're going to have the 30th annual edition of this fabulous event that falls on the heels of the Miami International Boat Show. And, of course, many more events coming up on this series as we continue our complete 2024 coverage. And you don't want to miss another episode, guys, so be sure to subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. And don't forget, guys, tell all your friends about Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events and as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.